Now, I know y'all saw the title, so you already know what this video is going to be about, but let me kind of elaborate a little bit. Last night, when I logged into Dokkan, and I was all excited. So I'm like, the Goku Day celebration's coming out. It's Goku Day right now in Japan. Technically be that way for us tomorrow. I was like, we have the Goku Day. It's Gohan, Goku, and Goten Day, whatever. But we have essentially the Goku Day celebration in-game. And there was a lot of talk about this maybe being Piccolo Day, because as you guys know in Dragon Ball, Piccolo said that May 9th would be Piccolo Day. That would be, or Piccolo Daimao technically, but that would be super fun. Like, there's so much they could do with this. It could be absolutely phenomenal. And then so I log in here, and I was going to make a video about this last night, but then I'm just like, I'm going through the notes, and I'm like, okay, so we have special missions, we have login bonuses, we know that. Book of War is back. Okay. The Saiyan Gluttons, the Aged Meat event is back. Okay, cool. And Super Training Goku's family. All right, where's her LR? Where's the Super Battle Road? Where's the Red Zones? Where's the Legendary event? Where's anything? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things here. Now, the Saiyan Gluttons, cool. Like, we get some aged meat, whatever. That is not an event by itself. That is something that accompanies a hype event. Book of War, I'm going to argue who really cares about that anymore. I'm going to be totally honest. I don't. I really never have. Most of the units on there are just kind of okay. Super Training of Goku's family. Okay, cool. So we get some EX skill orbs. Okay, cool. Yeah, can run that once per day. And you absolutely should. Like, there's no reason not to. Like, that should be just part of your daily event. Here's where I'm getting a bit cautious. Okay, so if many people that watch this channel followed the 8th anniversary news and all that was coming out when we had the 8th anniversary on JP back in February. And if you remember, like, normally I cover that, and I didn't bother because there was just, a number of reasons why it wasn't really exciting like it normally is. And we had our own events going on and things like that. And so basically the end synopsis was the events weren't really that exciting. Like, it was a far cry from 7th anniversary. 7th anniversary was like the big one, right? And even 6th anniversary before that, and even 5th anniversary before that. Like, we're going back to maybe comparing this to like half the game's lifetime ago. Like, 3rd or 4th anniversary would probably be about where you'd place that. Maybe 5th, but you're still talking like roughly half the game's, lifetime ago is the hype level equivalent. The units are good. They're not phenomenal, but they're good. And it just kind of takes me back to then the current events. Okay? Now, even the current banner, if we got to compare this, Goku, sure, he hits numbers. But does he really work on any team? Now, I love Dragon Ball. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. The original OG Dragon Ball is my absolute favorite of all the franchises. Like, you can go, even most people say Z. Z is fun. Z is what got me into it. But if you really go back to the lore and the history and the storytelling, Dragon Ball had the best storytelling. Dragon Ball had the most cohesive story. Dragon Ball had the fewest, foibles. Yes, it got a bit silly at times, but that was just the style at the time. You got to remember what anime was back then, what anime and manga technically were back then, and what Toriyama was coming off of. It was very characteristic of Toriyama's style. Then you get to Z, and there's many points at Z that feel very editor-driven. So, and we know that the Cell Saga especially was just very editor-driven, and that's why the Buu Saga kind of went off the rails, because it started to go back to more Toriyama style, because they could let him, kind of run loose with that. So, not to get too off topic here, but the reality with all this is, I love Dragon Ball. But the Dragon Ball units really don't fit too well, at least not with the teams that we currently have, and with, the current realm of Dokkan Battle. Now, you could, in theory, and I would be really excited if they did this over time, build a Dragon Ball level team. But it takes time, and you'd have to launch event after event after event to really make that work. And for us, leading into the anniversary, maybe even the download celebration, sure, hindsight 2020, we've got these great things. But you got to do things like when they drop a world tournament, make the world tournament unit absolutely imperative to that. Make these units, frankly, should have been LRs, in my personal opinion. They should have been LRs. Or for Goku Day, and I talked about this last week, drop a Carnival LR or something like that. And I know these banners are still going on. And I'm going to actually go back into this banner because I really do want a dupe of Piccolo. I think Piccolo far and away exceeds Goku in many, many, many aspects. In fact, I don't even have Beast Gohan yet, and I do actually kind of want him. So we're going to kind of go back into this banner here shortly and do some summoning for Beast Gohan. But, and obviously a dupe of Piccolo too. But frankly, I'm done with this banner. I don't need this banner. I bought Orange Piccolo, and I'm through. I'll pick up Goku when he reruns on the download celebration, worldwide celebration, whatever the heck it's going to be. So it kind of leads me back into this, there are holes now in a lot of these banners we're getting. This event that we just got is, I don't want to say a slap in the face, but it really doesn't blend with the last 2 years of these celebrations. We got some crazy good stuff in the last few years of the celebrations. And then we get this, right? The anniversary is a bit lackluster. And I'm not going to sing the death throes of this game. Everybody does that. That is so overhyped. The game is old. The game's not going anywhere, though. Let's be completely frank. As a Dragon Ball property, this game is not going anywhere anytime soon. But my argument is, Akatsuki has said that they have a plan all the way up through 10th anniversary. And that's phenomenal, because it really right now feels like they didn't have a plan past 7th. And let's be fair here, 7 years for a gacha game this old is phenomenal. Especially, I'm not this old, but of this era. This is a very old era of gacha gaming. It really absolutely is. Compare this to DB Legends or even some of the other games coming out now. This is a very old game style. It is definitely reminiscent of its time and of the technology that was out at the time. And right now there is so much better technologically coming out. But the thing I love about this game, the thing that keeps bringing me back to this game, is the ease of gameplay. How easy this game is to get into, and how you could just be watching a movie and doing whatever you do and grinding things out pretty quickly. The other night, we got Orange Piccolo, and we were able to, level him up during the stream. And many, many years ago, that would have taken hours to do, and now it's a breeze. And I like that. Things like that make this game very accessible. And there's really not much of another way to put it. So the game is not bad. I'm not singing the death throes of the game. I'm not dogging the game. What I am a bit worried about is the direction that we're taking this game. Because it really feels like right now, there's a ton of celebrations that we're getting that are kind of disappointing. And it's kind of a cautionary tale, I guess you could say. Because 8th anniversary it didn't suck, but it definitely wasn't the level we expected. And that's actually about to come to global, and they're not going to change anything, right? They're putting all their eggs in Tanabata, or in Tanabata unit should be insane. If it's not, that is just another very concerning aspect of the game. But worldwide celebration, download celebration, whatever it's going to be, and the Tanabata should be a lead-in to something really, really, really hype. So there's opportunities for the game to pick back up. But right now, I'm very, very concerned about the game, because I'm finding it very difficult to be hyped about the game right now. And I know a lot of people feel the same way. I'm not going to leave the game. I'm not done with the game by any stretch. I think we can come back from this. But I think as fans, we need to be very vocal and very honest about the disappointment that we feel right now. And then it's not, once again, having a negative feeling towards the game does not mean you're being negative about the game. It doesn't mean you're harboring, all this hatred and whatever that you see on social media. All it means is we as fans expect more. And we should be vocal about how much we expect more. So let me know in the comments how you feel. Do you feel maybe I'm being too harsh? do you feel disappointed too? You know, like, don't say, I'm going to quit the game. Everyone says that, and then they come back during the anniversary. That's nonsense. Be honest and true about your feelings and your emotions, because frankly, I want better for this game. Now, if they build a really hype Dragon Ball team, love it. I would love to see it, but I'm not seeing it right now. And adding more categories that, you know, making these guys fit on categories that kind of already exist, probably good for them, but I'd rather see a, you know, like, give us a Dragon Ball level category. You know, give us something that these guys will fit on that tells us there's more on the horizon. That's what that would honestly change my perception entirely. If these guys weren't shoehorned into current teams, well, I'll just say Piccolo's fine. Piccolo has few foibles. If Goku, I mean, as far as villain teams go, I hate to say it, but villain teams just have a slightly lower bar. But if the Dragon Ball Goku unit was more designed to, I guess, foreshadow more Dragon Ball units on the horizon, I'd be more receptive towards this unit. But right now, I just find it very hard to believe that I'm going to run him on any reasonable team. Personal opinion. But that is me. Let me know what you guys think. This is just kind of an open discussion. And yeah, more Dragon Ball coming soon. I'm not done with the game. That's not what I'm saying. But I do want to hear people's opinions on this. So definitely be honest and brutal, for all it really matters, in the comments. Just be respectful. That's all I ask.